Hey guys, my name's Laren, and this is my Unit 4 assessment project. So for my first primary source, I chose Versos en Cielos, which is a poem by Jose Marti. So a little bit about Jose. He's a Cuban poet born in 1853. He was an important leader as well for Cuba's fight, like from independence from Spain. He was like organizing battles and stuff in the battle that won them independence. And he wrote the poem as like a response to like the political scene kind of going on in Cuba because he was like not really having it. And he wrote this poem in Haynes Falls, New York. So like during the poem, he claims to be like a sincere man and saying that honesty is more important than power or status. Like, and he shows this when he says, "Yo sé de nombres extraños de hierbas y flores y de mortales engaños y de sublimes dolores," which means I know of strange names of herbs and flowers, and of deadly deceptions and of sublime sorrows, just suggesting that all people share the same human values and feelings, regardless of who they are or where they come from. Throughout like the rest of the poem, he shows like just like freedom and unity through his words, and it connects to liberty and equality by promoting equality and shared humanity during the political oppression of Cuba, or in Cuba. So for my second primary source, it's my song, which is named El Derecho de Vivir en Paz by Victor Jara. So he's like a Chilean singer and activist, and he was actually like a pretty big figure in the Nueva Canción movement, which was like a politicized folk music movement in Latin America in the 60s. They like people would play like traditional folk music with indigenous instruments, but while also protesting like military dictatorships. And so that's a lot of that also motivated him to create this song, which is like hence why it's all about like liberty and equality. And through the song, he emphasizes that like all people have the right to live without fear of violence, which is something that was like happening a lot where he was living. And like the repetition of the line "El derecho de vivir en paz" really like highlights like human rights, and that means the right to live in peace. So he's speaking for everybody. He also is like kind of speaking for like oppressed communities rather than like one person in general, like speaking for everybody instead of just for himself or for someone else. The other lyrics reinforce like unity, dignity, and freedom by what he says. It's like even that line before shows like that, which is probably the most important line. And his song connects to liberty and equality by kind of just challenging injustice and calling for social change through music. My final source, which is my painting, is The Two Fridas by Frida Kahlo. So this painting was actually painted a long time ago in 1939 by Frida Kahlo, who's a pretty famous Mexican artist. So the painting shows like two Fridas holding hands, kinda like one with traditional Mexican clothing and one with like traditional European clothing, and it kind of just represents the inner conflict between cultural and personal identities. The hearts like on the painting, they also symbolize like vulnerability, honesty, and humanity shared through like everybody on earth. And also like neither figure is shown as like superior, greater, bigger, better, which kind of emphasizes equality. Also like the message that I took from the painting kind of challenges like maybe it's trying to challenge social expectations about like race, gender, and identity, showing that everyone's like connected and equal. And it connects to liberty and equality by showing that really all identities should be like unified and respected, kind of, just by like the feet holding hands and the two different cultures together. So in the end, they really do all tie together, like Marti's beautiful poetry and maybe like Jara's lyrics, and even Frida's paintings just all signify liberty and equality, but it's all in their own different ways. This is my poem that I printed out, which is right here. I have this. I don't know if you guys can see that good. And then this. My song. It's actually a relatively short song with a slower tempo, so there's not too many lyrics, but here's that. And I don't have a color printer at home, so here's an image of the two Fridas. And so yeah, that's my history presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Please give me a good grade.